Hello, welcome to the Steam Release Podcast. I'm your host, Dewey Bear, and join me today are our co-hosts and all the co-hosts, Roadypie, starting with Roadypie.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, looking taffeta, like pink taffy, fantastic. And from the cold, frozen north, we have...
Oh, so warm here, though.
So warm. We have Topgunbunny. Hello.
What's up? Thanks for having me again.
Yes.
Well,
indeed.
what I consider warm is like it's 17 degrees Celsius, and I'm like, it's too warm. it's too warm right now.
That's like early spring in Washington.
People are like, I think I might wear shorts tomorrow. I'm like, oh, don't make me.
Oh yeah. Oh my word.
It's 27. It's been 27 degrees here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, I'm in SoCal, but thankfully I'm so close to the coast. We got this kind of constant cool wind, so it's staying in like the mid 70s Fahrenheit. So I think that's like 24 Celsius.
Yeah, that's quite nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite comfortable here. So yeah, it's pretty nice. 12 plus Celsius is warm for Scotland. Yes. All of us from cold northern climes.
Yeah, it just broke. I think it was like the longest time that we've ever gone from it being 20 degrees Celsius in the fall to 20 degrees Celsius again in the spring. It's been like the longest period. So, I mean, technically, I guess it's been pretty cold.
Wow.
But we're just around 1920 right now.
Right. Well, so I guess our next topic is just a quick, what have you been playing this week? So, Topgunbunny, what has your gaming been this week?
Space engineers.
Space engineers?
Space engineers. Every day I have like 100 hours in this game now. Just trying to build things that have no business being built. And then they blow up and I get upset and then I have to build it all over again. I've got some funny screenshots.
Oh my gosh. I think we actually talked about this. Didn't we talk about this several episodes back? It was earlier this year.
Yeah.
No, last year.
Yes.
Earlier last year. That's right. But yeah, it was earlier last year that we talked about this, and yeah, this when we looked at this game, we were like, oh yeah, this looks like a game that you're either gonna just be like, I have no idea what to do, or you're gonna spend 50 hours of your life in a week. So.
Yeah, so we've been playing in survival mode, so you actually have to like gather the resources you need to build things and like survive. So you have to watch your oxygen, watch your health, watch your energy, all that kind of stuff. So it's fun, but it's more fun if you're like in space and not on a planet, because you spend time on a planet and everything's heavier. Right? So
Oops, sorry about that. The dinner's here.
So yeah, I'm on Mars right now and it's just hell. Absolute hell. Yeah.
Gotta love those games that are jobs.
Yeah, it's an actual job. Yes. And I have a friend that plays with me. Every time I log off, he crashes something that I built, like without fail.
This is how blood feuds are made.
Fail. I'm like, where's my drill rig? I had a drill rig here, and my other friend's like, I think I just seen it. It's like 8 or 9 kilometers that way. And I go over there and it's completely upside down.
No.
There's really only one culprit, right?
So. The best enemies are sometimes your friends.
Yeah.
Who needs friends? Who needs enemies when you got friends like these? That's the first.
So many arguments, I imagine. So many arguments.
No, I just blueprint blueprint everything so that if he screws it up, I can just like paste it back into the world. But...
nice. So you're an expert on it then?
That is cheating.
Yeah.
I could do that because I'm an admin on the server.
I see.
Admin privileges.
Yeah.
All right. So anything else?
No, I think that's pretty much it for me.
Well, it sounds like it. That would definitely take up your time.
Yeah.
Taking up all my time. Oh, actually, no. I'm sorry. I did want to mention Islanders. I think we spoke about it. I'm not sure if it was last time or the time before. I played that and it was really, really good. Myself and my wife have about 40 hours in it now. But I would suggest looking it up again. It's like a like a city building kind of like puzzle game. And she's gotten really good at it, my wife has. So
Wow.
she's been taking up my computer for all my space engineers time.
I remember when we looked at this, because I said it'd be very interesting to play because you are so restricted with the space that you have. Because when you you play something like SimCity or similar, it's like you have this sprawling. The default is like a sprawling landscape, and you just build up for whatever you want. But here you're going to be limited with resources and of course space. So, yeah.
That does try to attract me to this game, and even back when we first talked about that's kind of what attracted me, was that because it is kind of so limited, there's sort of an end goal. Like you can reach a point where it's like, you know what, I'm done.
Well, the point of the game is to last as long as possible. So you have to score a certain amount of points to unlock more buildings. So if eventually at some point you won't be able to make the score to unlock more buildings, and it'll give you game over.
Oh, okay.
So it's like a high score type game where you score as high as you possibly can. And Nate, she already has her own computer. It's right there.
That's so cheeky.
So cheeky. But yeah, it looks like it's a beautiful little game, and it's coming highly recommended because now it's got 2,500 reviews. Yeah, very good, very good game. So yes, indeed.
Yeah, especially for the price, it's only like $6 or $7.
Yeah,
that's
it's
fantastic.
$5 now, US. Yeah. Well, yeah, 6 or 7 Canadian. That makes sense.
Yeah,
but man, that's so cheap. This definitely is going to go up on my list for wish list. Yeah. So I'll check it out.
It's pretty good. I mean, like for $7, I got 43 hours in it right now. So,
oh, that's fantastic.
Right. So, Roadypie, what about your week?
Well, other than just trying to finish off bits of Final Fantasy XIV before the expansion comes out. Yes. So I just gotta finish off a few things, and I'm done. I'm ready. So there was like a free login campaign for Final Fantasy XI. So I've been playing that, and I think we talked about it last time when I was on. My old LS leader or guild leader was on, and we've just every time I'm on and he's on, so he comes on for maybe like an hour or even less than that, and we do something, but he'll give me like a list of things to do to get done. So he says, have you done this? Have you unlocked that? Oh yeah, you need to go and do this. And I was just like writing it all down because it's like there's so many things in that game which I didn't get to finish the first time around. So I've just been like, and it's a lot better now because you have the trust system. So you have these like, NPCs helping you out, and I don't get killed in a couple of shots now. So it's really handy. So yeah, I've been playing that, and I played and finished Faces of Illusion, the Twin Phantoms. So that's a hidden object game.
All right, Faces of Illusion. Yep.
Yeah, and it's I think it's okay. It's okay. It's a good pace, some nice puzzles. It's not the story is just really weird. It doesn't make much sense. But you just go along with it. You just let it pull you along, and you're just like, yeah, okay, sure, yeah, absolutely. But yeah, it's about this like possessed book or something, and like they're these illusionists, and one of them's bitter about the other one, and he steals the book, and of course he's been possessed, and yeah, so you've got to track him down because he's done a bit of a kidnapping. Yeah. So yeah, that's it just gets even weirder, but yeah, it's it's fine. It's fine. If you just want like a 3-hour game to play, definitely get it on when it's on the sale. I still haven't finished Perals Man, but when I stream next, I'm really hoping to finish it because I haven't streamed for a couple of weeks. So
yeah. Yeah, after the charity streams for Stack Up, I just had a weird week. So, but yeah, so I'm trying to get back into that loop again. But yeah, so I feel you there. As far as the games I played, it was just kind of Final Fantasy XIV, of course, but also I played Team Fortress 2 in 2019.
You mean Overwatch?
Yes. Yes. Lately, Overwatch has not been very popular with people. They've made some very questionable design decisions, and it's kind of irritated people. And now, because of that, Team Fortress 2 has resurged. Like, the lobbies are full, there's tons of people playing, it's getting some updates. Like, there's just, like, stuff is happening in Team Fortress 2
That's
again.
some real protest right there. That's some real Overwatch protest.
And I have to say, going back, so when I don't know if they changed anything. When I first played Team Fortress 2 many years ago, I didn't like the handling. It was really floaty and weird. But I came back to it now, and I'm like, I feel like either Overwatch trained me to play this game, or this game feels much more improved, because I had a blast. I really like playing the medic. So, yep. So yeah, that was my week.
Cool. It's not. I obviously know this game is just not something I play, but yeah, it's that's really cool. Like, people are kind of voting with their wallet and saying, no, we're going over here instead. That's great.
Yep, just buying fancy hats.
It's all about hats. It's just about hats.
Right.
Just get those hats.
That's endgame right there. It's all about the glamour.
It's fashion. It's Fashion Fortress 2. Team Fashion too. Yeah. Yeah. I think Overwatch means so tight, like control wise. So that's one thing Overwatch has. They've got tight controls. I don't know. It just got me to behave like really well. And so, like, as someone who came from like traditional shooters into Team Fortress 2, I was just like, yuck. And then from Overwatch to Team Fortress 2, I was like, oh, this is really fun and quirky. I'm really having fun. So yeah, it was interesting. So with that was what we've been playing this week. We got a YouTube comment from a developer this last week.
Whoa!
And it is from Auroch Digital. They developed a Dark Future. Dark Future Blood Red States, which is it's like Oni's streaming again. This guy is the dev is like always streaming.
Can we is his face on? Can we see his magnificent beard?
Yeah. Let me see. I might have to. Darn it! You guys can't see it. I have to move the camera 1 minute. Boop, boop. There we go. No.
Oh,
there we go. He's got a great beard. So I mentioned that. Now that's important. That's important for a reason. We'll get to that. So this game, Blood Red States, is like, it's a tactical car battling game. And so last week 2 weeks ago, we talked about it. We had some criticisms. Notably, the always online functionality, that was actually a bug. Like, legit, it was a bug with Steam, with the sort of save syncing and achievement syncing issues, where it would not allow it to function offline. This game was built to be playable offline, but there's just a bug, so they had to go in and fix it. They did fix it. There is a patch. Can confirm this problem is fixed. And yeah, so it was cool. I got to talk with the developer a little bit, and yeah, so what he said is, hi guys, thank you so much for covering Dark Future. Just wanted to chime in and say that online only was an incredibly annoying day one bug. It's now been fixed in the latest build of the game. It's never been our intention to spawn players. As Christopher Clever says, we hate the idea of the all-see and rock style player monitoring. He's talking about the always on line. There's a term for that. I'm trying to remember what it is, but technical term. But anyhow, so you'll also be helping. I know I sent this video to a few people, specifically because you mentioned my beard as well. So thanks for that. So yeah, I really like this beard. I admired it, so he liked that. So anyhow, so that was probably put him over the edge for like actually commenting. So that's cool. So anyhow, with that, that's our YouTube comment of the week. With that, I think we can just start out with some honorable mentions before we get into the legit list. But yeah, I think it's cool that Dev reached out to us.
Absolutely.
So, our honorable mentions are mostly honorable mentions for either they're old games that have been ported, or they're just super big franchises that, you know, everyone knows about anyway, but we're just kind of reminding you that they're out. So we got Nellie Cooter Lot, Spoonbeaks Ahoy. Live action trailer, but this game was originally made for lower resolution, and they updated it and put it on Steam, so it's got HD look. Rody, you're familiar with this one, right?
Yes. So I played the second one actually. That was my first introduction to it. But it's Nellie Cooter Lot is a vegetarian or vegan pirate, and she goes on adventures and helping wildlife and everything. It's quite a cute and funny point and click game, and I highly recommend it. Alistair is I know who I've met a few times actually, because he does the promotion and helps out loads for Adventure X, which is the UK narrative convention. So it's a 2-day convention, and they do talks. They bring in developers and also like voice actors and people like that. So industry people, and they talk about how to do better narrative stories and everything like that, and how to do better voice work and things like that. So yeah, it's a really great convention, and he's a really great guy, and he does stand up as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes. Yeah. So yeah, and the game's really great. There are a few, maybe like this. I only played the second one, and I always thought like maybe the second one could have been a bit longer. But other than that, I really enjoyed the puzzles. So I would put this on my wish list it's only £1.69. But yeah, when I finished a few more games, I'll probably get this and see how this one plays, since this is, you know, more of bit more basic and everything. So yeah.
Yep. Alrighty. With our next honorable mention is Total War 3 Kingdoms, which again, this is a really big release. It's huge, and my brother, as well as a ton of other people who are huge into the Total War franchise, say that this is the best game of the series. So I honestly trust my brother when he says that, because he is a spicy critic of these games because he loves them so much. He really loves this one. This rendition is cool. And on a little aside, the developers on Creative Assembly, they did a really cool thing where one of their younger fans was terminally ill with cancer and did not know if he was going to live to like see the game release. He loved these games. And his brother ended up reaching out on their Reddit and eventually got a hold of him, and they sent him they brought a laptop to him, and with it pre-installed, and like he was able to play it. No, they sent a download, and they got to download it. But yeah, so he got to play it, and so his last 3 days he got to play this game. So that was really cool. That was a cool thing for Creative Assembly. It's so nice. Really sad, but it's like really cool that Creative Assembly did that. So
that's really cool. No.
Yeah, that was just really sweet that I found out. Yeah, Total War Shogun 2 is my top Total War. Yeah, Total War Shogun 2 is pretty good. Yeah, that was very kind of them. Yeah, so if you're into the Total War games, check it out.
Hey Falcon.
Hey, Falcon.
Hey. Thanks for joining us.
Our next honorable mention is Kids. This is a
Yeah.
weird game.
Yes. So yeah, this is one from Double Fine. And basically you have to move against the crowd, sort of thing, and you've got to kind of get everybody or sort of like off the map. You've got to be like sort of the last one standing, sort of thing. But it's
Huh.
only playtime's
Nice.
between 15 and 30 minutes. So
Wow.
I don't know if that's like all together or I don't know. Like that's what they said. But yeah, it's £2 £2.9p here.
Mhm.
So I don't know. It's like an interesting creative thing, I think, and it's but if there's like I feel like if there's like a lack of content, then I don't know.
The animations are pretty good. That's pretty well done. And it just feels like an art project, like a weird
Yeah.
art
Seems more like an
project.
art project. When I first looked at it, I thought it was by the same developers as Hidden Folks, which is like an I Spy game that is just black and white like this. But I looked through it and I was like, no, there's no connection between them.
Yeah. Mario von Rickenbach, though. That's a pretty great name. I like that. Mario von Rickenbach. Anyhow, it's a yeah. He sounds like an artist.
Yeah.
Von Rickenbach classic.
Von Rickenbach.
But yeah, if you're looking for a cute little art game, yeah, give that a look.
And for one of the games that we talked about on our previous episode, there is now a DLC for Deep Sky Derelicts. If it'll take us there. Yes, it will. Okay.
Prospects.
So Deep Sky Derelicts New Prospects is it's definitely inspired by games like Darkest Dungeon, but it has clearly different elements. This is the expansion that allows people to go to planet side, like go onto the planet. And they also added the miner as a new class. But yeah, it's just a little DLC.
I noticed that the recent reviews, there's only 13, but it's mostly negative.
Mostly negative. Oh no.
Oh,
is that
because all reviews are still mostly positive? Yeah, for the core game.
Oh, that's interesting. I wonder why the core game got mostly negative. Because last we checked, it was kind of like 70-ish, and a lot of the criticisms were regarding balance, which I don't know if they fixed that or not. But wow, it's mostly negative all of a sudden. It was mostly positive before.
Yeah. Well, like overall, it's mostly positive, but the recent ones are mostly negative. So it's like there's been 13 user reviews in the last 30 days, and 38%. Yeah, 38% of the views. Yeah, 38% of the reviews were positive, so they're mostly negative.
Oh, there might be a game-breaking bug with the new DLC.
Yeah, it's a couple people complaining about the DLC costing money when it should be free. Somebody saying money is hard to get and easy to spend in the game, which is like whatever.
Okay.
And whatever CTD is, CTD on startup, only game that never worked on Steam for me. So that must
close to desktop. Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. So that's a bug for them as well. But there's only 13 here.
Yeah.
So I imagine as time goes on, this might actually become positive.
Yeah. Well, they may have to iron out some bugs, but yeah, Deep Sky Derelicts, they got their first DLC out. Yeah, maybe just wait for them to iron out any issues. Check the patch notes. Let me see.
Yeah, if you like those kind of tactical card combat games.
So in changelog 1.21, they did say that fix not starting on some computers because of Steam initialization. Fix issue that could block habitation quests. So they did fix a few blockers. So I don't know if those are the specific blockers that the reviews are talking about.
Yeah, and I imagine people complaining about the cost of the DLC might be upset at the base game not being finished or not feeling finished. Or
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, because the base game's $20, and the DLC is only $6.29.
It depends because I suppose it depends how long the base game was, and you might think, when was the base game out? September last year.
Mm-hmm.
And you could think, well, couldn't you just add a bit of content to the base game for free and then like do a big DLC sort of like expansion sort of thing instead, and then charge for that.
September last year feels so long ago.
I know.
We've been doing this show a while. My word. So, with that, that's all kind of the honorable mentions that we kind of wanted to rush through because we got a long list. And we're going to do our best to get through it, but still talk about how interesting the stuff is. But yeah, so honorable mentions out of the way. Our first title, Monday, May 20th, is Atelier Lulua, the Scion of Arland, which is an
Expensive.
$50 game. I don't remember it being that much, but okay, $50 game. Yeah, it is a $50 game, and
it's $70 Canadian.
$70 Canadian. Wow. So it's basically a crafting RPG. So it's like you're in a fantasy setting, but it's slice of life storyline. Despite its anime aesthetic, it's not a dating sim. This is a RPG.
I'm glad that the disclaimer is there.
Yeah, because the thing is, because this particular developer has those kind of games that
Koei Tecmo,
yeah.
They have the Attack on Titan game there.
I have played like a few of their games, and it's I don't know, they're RPGs. I don't like. They're very basic. You know what I mean? They're not like, there's not really a great story in there, and they don't put like a load of animations in there, or it feels like they kind of just fart them out. I'm afraid to say. But like that's that's how I feel about the few I have gotten a few from them, but obviously not put down 50 quid for them. But yeah.
It's an expensive game, and I'm not sure I want to put money into it. It does have a 92% positive. The Cell is the long-awaited fourth installment. This is the fourth game of the popular Arland series, which began with Atelier Verona. It is a new story. Players will revisit the nostalgic world of Arland and embark on an exciting journey of alchemy together with Verona's daughter, Lulua. Oh, so this is the daughter of the previous protagonist. Okay. But yeah, from what I understand, this is kind of a crafting game where you help get people ready to go on adventures. Oh no, he's glitching out. Am I having a connection issue? No. Oh no. Is this Discard? Yeah, I think Discard is having some troubles. Because the stream is still up, so it's not me.
There you are. Hey.
Oh, there we are. It fixed?
I'm okay.
Cool. Awesome. Everyone's okay. Wow. Fun times. Okay.
So, like, my Discord is like, you don't have a connection right now. Very low.
Oh, now it's saying it's good. Wow. Okay. Oh, all right. So Atelier Lulua, it's a crafting game, RPG kind of thing. It does have 92% positive, but $60 is a hard sell for me, for someone who's not familiar with this franchise.
I'm not familiar with the franchise, but definitely the style of the devs are not. I definitely don't think it's worth 50 quid. Yeah. But yeah. What do you think, Topgunbunny?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not really sure. It's like I'm looking through the list of all the other games that they have, and it's obviously a big company. It may be that expensive just because the lack of competitors in the English market, maybe.
Yeah.
For something like like in the anime style, there may not be a lot of other people releasing games like that, but I don't know.
Yeah, when it comes to Japanese products, like they always kind of get sold at a premium in the West.
Yeah. Like, I imagine if you were to buy that in Japan, it would be a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
Yep. They do comment that a person who played the previous 3 games, they're playing on the same 4-year-old computer, and this one runs better than the previous 3. So, I don't know what that says about the previous 3. But apparently
That's
this one
good though.
runs
That's
better.
good news though.
Yeah, good news. So anyhow, for those interested. With that, we are on to Tuesday, May 21st with American Fugitive. Boop, boop. Whoops. Okay. GTA, China Wars plus Dukes of Hazzard plus X Time Splitters developers equals American Fugitive. Like how they gave the arithmetic for us. Framed for your father's murder, you'll need to do whatever it takes to unveil the real culprit. Tackle thrilling missions for the criminal underworld. Just don't let the cops track you down. That is kids outdoors.
It kind of looks like one of the older Grand Theft Auto games.
Mm.
Like back when Grand Theft Auto was top down.
Sorry, just.
Yeah, so I actually saw there is a YouTuber that was a former convict, and he was talking about the realism of this game, which is like, oh, that's kind of interesting.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
And of course, like this game is very much like it's like a Hollywood movie kind of. It's really oversell. They get some things right, but it's a Hollywood popcorn movie. This sort of game, and you got these set of characters. So yeah.
The actual gameplay footage. I'm not sure I like the style of the graphics. I don't like the graphics of the game. It's really it's not very, I don't know, pleasing to me. It's just, it looks really like ugh. I don't know.
I've played other games like this before, and I'm not really a huge fan of the style, but this one does look like it would be good.
Yeah. It looks like a 2005 or 2006 top-down shooter. 3D top-down shooter. How that kind of look to it. I would normally see zombies.
And it's this massive open world sandbox.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's those people making those knockoff zombie games. So, oh yeah, you use these assets from the Unity store.
But it does have a 75% positive. And it's gotten some patches recently. Let me see. So it looks like it's about 28 hours long at the longest. Let me see. Okay, that guy just said he loved it. He didn't say he finished it. The negative review, it looks like he probably finished it in about 12 hours. But so it's got the classic GTA vibes is what a lot of people are bringing up. But the police AI aren't necessarily great.
Right, so. Okay. This is £18. So yeah, some like the negative review here, it's like a game is a solid $10 experience, but anything above that and you have overpaid for it, as I have. So yeah, so you know, if it's only 8 to 10 hours, depends on how fun it was for you, I suppose.
Yep.
This guy not so much.
Yep, it's got a neat aesthetic. If the story is any good, I may check this out eventually, but at the moment I'm not going to put it on my wish list. But yeah, it's $20 US. All right. Okay. But yeah, so and they do like how they have each of the characters having their own motivation. That's kind of cool. So next, our next release is from Wednesday, May 22nd, Gladiabots, which, as we were talking about games that are like jobs, this game is all about programming your basically your bots. So you create bots, you program them together with basic logic, and they go on that script for you to fight the enemy.
Wow,
Yep.
that sounds like work.
Yep.
Yes, I was thinking about that because it's like, you know, I suppose if you are a programmer, this might be a
Fun.
little interesting.
Did you say it was in
sort of-
basic?
Well, so they use sort of like when you draw out a program, sort of the basic idea of.
Oh no, sorry, I meant like basic as a
Yeah,
programming.
not the basic programming language.
Okay.
But when you draw out an array when you're planning a program, that's effectively what they have set up, which is kind of cool. Sorry.
Yeah, it's like I could see a programmer playing this like during the break or something, or like after work and just doing like, you know, seeing how far they could get with it. But I think, you know, for someone like me who loves games but has not really programmed anything, it's just like I'm not sure it would maybe spark any interest. I'm not sure. Maybe I think it's interesting to a lot of people, but not. It's not got that big wide audience, I think.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to understand it. It's like it's not code. You have like a UI, and you just tell it a step-by-step order of the things that you want it to do.
Yeah, you set up order of operations.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So
that's you wouldn't have to be a programmer to enjoy this game, but it would have the same type of feel.
Yeah.
So these sort of programming games, there are actually a lot of them. That includes like Baba Is You, Wild True Learn, Hacknet, Opus Magnum, TIS 100. There are a lot of games in this genre, which has been quite impressive seeing it sort of blossom, and they all seem to do pretty well. It looks like there's about at least 30 games in the programming genre. It's just fascinating that this is now a game style.
Yeah, like if you want to get really deep into Space Engineers, C# programming language is actually used for the scripts in it. So like you actually like make a programming block in Space Engineers and like actually have to type in the code and like an actual programming code and to get things to work. So I can't do anything myself, but a buddy of mine has this computer science degree and he doesn't use it, but he programmed me an elevator in my spaceship so that when you step on it, it goes up automatically. And you step on it, it goes down automatically. And it took him like a long time to do it, but it works.
Oh,
but
nice.
It adds another like layer to a game that's already fun.
It is GFX 47 Games is one guy. This chappy pictured here, I guess. But yeah, it's a solo game dev making Gladiabots. So good job on making a game that is really niche, but is doing pretty well. It's got an 88% positive out of their recent reviews, and they've got a total of 352 reviews. So congratulations!
Yeah, it's doing well. It's $12.99 in the UK. I don't know how long the game is though.
There are 200 missions, so if you have to tweak your programming for each of those missions, that's probably at least 10 hours.
Yeah.
I'm seeing up to 67 hours on reviews. So let me see some negative reviews. This is a game about design AI for a team of bots. What's the negative aspect?
Yeah. Oh, why I'm not recommending the game? The answer is simple. While everything works, it is well presented, not play to win, and the developer has done a lot of work around the problems. The ultimate question is it fun and is it interesting? It is neither.
Okay, that's your opinion. That's like your opinion, man.
Yeah. Ooh.
But I appreciate you giving your negative. But still, that's like an opinion, man.
The thing is, this person has put 22 hours into it, so I'm thinking.
They're just sitting there like, I'm not having fun at all.
I don't understand.
20 hours, I don't enjoy this in a bit.
No.
At the very least, it had to be a bit engaging for you to sit through it. Unless you are the most saintly of reviewers and it's like, I'm taking a bullet. I am dying for your sins. No. Okay, interesting. But you know what? It's doing pretty well. So yeah, have not fun. Well, I mean that's what EverQuest is, right? You don't have fun for 22 hours. That's EverQuest. Sorry to make the jab at EverQuest, but
yeah, that's just weird. I wasn't having fun. How long did you play it for? Like an hour? Less? No, 22 hours. I wanted to make sure I wasn't having fun.
Yes, no, it's just me.
I feel like maybe 4 or 5 hours, like the cutoff point. It's like if the tutorial is not interesting after 3 or 4 hours, like I'll give the game a few hours. Sometimes it's a slow burn. But yeah, if it's 4 or 5 hours and I'm like, this game sucks, then I can probably assume that the rest of the game sucks too. Or at least it's not worth wasting any more time.
Yeah.
But 22 hours? All right. Okay. Oh,
God,
and it is $14.99 US.
Yeah, God, this is, to be fair, I have 60 hours in Destiny 2, and I hate Destiny 2. I have like over 500 hours, and I hate Destiny 2.
I can attest to Weeb's hatred of that game, absolutely. But he still keeps going back to it. Like a dog to his own vomit. Alright, so Everpath is our next title from Wednesday, May 22nd. It is a pixel art roguelite, as if we didn't have enough of these.
So look, another one.
But hey, for the people who like pixel art roguelikes, you are a served audience.
I don't know if I've played one yet.
Oh, so. Sorry, Rody.
Yeah, no, it's Topgunbunny would say he hasn't played one yet. Neither have I. But it's not something. It's just not something that appeals to me. I think the only one I got close to actually thinking of purchasing was Moonlighter, but that's because it's you're fighting stuff and then you're running a shop afterwards for the items that you collected. So I'm like, oh, running a shop. But I'm glad that there is this like new genre and people are creating like these wonderful like beautiful pixel art games and for them. So it may not be for me, but I hope that people who do love them, they find some new ones that they do love.
Yeah.
I have 7 hours in Moon Hunters, and that's what it's says games that are relevant to. And Moon Hunters was fun, so I don't know.
I like this one. The pixel art in this one is a bit more demure, a bit more calmed down. Like, it reminds me of Ultima Online as far as the color scheme. So it's very much more reserved. A lot of these games have bright colors, which I like because I love bright colors. But this one's a bit more reserved, and I have respect for that. It's reserved without looking bleak and brown and boring. So it's got that right balance of color and rest. But yeah. It looks fun. Maintaining a shop. I think the last time I maintained a player shop was Neopets. I specifically only sold berries, so I wanted a fruit emporium. Yep.
I think that my favorite sort of running a shop game was Racketeer. You send out other characters and you will play them in RPG style, and they will bring back items for you, and you'll turn them into like something better, and you'll sell it back to them and to the townspeople as well. So yeah, it's quite fun.
Yeah. The reviews do not want to load for Everpath.
Let me see. There's quite a lot of I can only see positive ones. Oh, there's like one negative one. So this game is complete. Sorry, but absolutely not. Very poor collision detection on the screens, aka debris that's everywhere that you get stuck on. Does not make for a fun game. It makes it challenging, sure, for the completely wrong reasons. Unless this gets fixed, I'd really recommend staying away from it. The game is absolutely not finished, despite what the store page may say.
Wow. Vicious. That said, 91% of people really liked it. I did see some of the collision stuff in the video, so yeah, there does seem to be a bit of clutter on the maps in this game, and it looks like it is probably hard to tell where the collision is. That said, a lot of folks really do like it. A few complaints from positive reviews are the hotbar is a little confusing to adjust, but once you figure it out, it becomes second nature. But yeah. Gradobra, good game. I think that's good game in Polish.
I tried it for $8.
Yeah, yeah, it's $6.99 US, so it's pretty affordable, and it's so pretty. It's got that nice reserved look. And this is Pixel Accountant's first game on Steam, so congratulations. And
I think, how much is it in the UK? Yeah, it's £5.33. So yeah, this yeah,
That's
£5.33. Yeah.
All right, the next title for Thursday, May 23rd is Project Winter. So you may have seen this. Wasn't this featured at E3?
I can't remember.
I feel it is. So this is so a perfect game for, to backstab your friends. Project Winter is an 8-person multiplayer game focused on social deception and survival. Communication and teamwork is essential to the survivor's ultimate goal of escape, gather resources for prey structures, and brave the wilderness together. The thing with this game is that if you've ever played the werewolf card game or Mafia, one or maybe two of you is the killer. Like, you're out to kill everyone else and save your own skin. But you have to at least put at the front of helping everyone, because everyone's like trying to find out who the murderer is. So it's like, it's the card game, but it's a bit more of the survival gameplay. So
right.
Let's see, gameplay trailer. There we go. Yep.
It looks really interesting.
The aesthetic is delightful. You see this type of aesthetic a lot, but this one does it really professionally. Very well done.
Yeah, this is really slick.
Because a lot of these types of games can kind of start to look the same over time, you know, the low poly. But this one, they just change things, like, you know, the angle of the trees, they have their own, like, kind of look to them. The rocks are their own kind of thing. Like, it doesn't look like it's a copy-paste Unity job. So, good job. Good job, Project Winter. It looks slick. Very nice. It is $20, and it has 88% positive reviews of recent stuff. 302 hours for this player. Holy crap.
Wow.
That's early access, yeah.
It's £15.49 here.
I'm noticing, so like, you can buy items for your character. It's real money.
Yeah, that is a thing. You can buy items. Is this like the hats in? Let me see.
It seems like.
Yeah, this looks like it's probably hats, unless it gives stats. Does it? Nope.
It's like, they look cosmetic to me.
Yeah, they're not mentioning any stats on it. And let me see. Are there any negative reviews mentioning pay to win? Horrible camera angle. Game is and can be abused. What? Okay, so there's some balance issues between the traders and the. Oh, but this was early access. Okay. First off, instead of making the game free or cheaper and allowing cosmetics to be bought, the game allows you to purchase them with points you get in the game for doing objectives. This allows people to metagame and point farm and go against the spirit of the game. Oh, okay.
Okay, it's kind of like what game is it? 7 Days to Die? No, 7 Days to Die.
Yeah, so people are saying that it's really fun if you're with a group of friends who want to roleplay, but sometimes if people are just there to farm, they may act counterintuitively.
I ran into that a lot playing Dead by Daylight. It was like you'd have just like the killer and one person left, and they would just like trade back and forth. They wouldn't finish the game. They wouldn't work towards the objective. They would just get points off each other.
Yeah.
And it was like severely unfun. to play. It's like when that was happening, you were just like, please let me out of this game.
Yeah.
Never going to end.
That's the problem when devs give people a perverse incentive.
Yeah.
But also, it can just be a problem anyway, because sometimes people don't even need an incentive to troll, and you gotta design around that for social games like this. Because, yeah, the point of a social game is that, yeah, you can totally screw up the game session. It's just like when you play D&D with your friends. You can,
Yes.
you can have that bad dungeon master or the thief who is constantly pickpocketing all of his friends, and they never find out because, you know, in game, but everyone knows that they're pickpocketing them.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, so Project Winter, $20. I know this one has been fairly anticipated, and it's gotten some pretty good reviews. All right. Our next title is Clam Man, which is a very, very weird game. An absurd, strange, and hilarious underwater adventure featuring the Clam Man, duck nasty drinks, and the horrifying reality of mayonnaise crime.
Everything about this confuses me.
Yeah. Because that when I was going through the list, but also when I was looking through the Steam page and looking through for games, and when I looked at this, it's like it doesn't make it quite clear on what the objective of the player is, or the protagonist. Are they some kind of detective, or is it just someone like being thrown into murky underworld or something? The trailer isn't great for distinguishing what's actually happening. You join him on a genius sales.
Yep. Chat with coworkers. It just seems to be a sort of absurd comedy point and click game. What I'm guessing.
This is like a disclaimer on the page. It says Clam Man is a game built around jokes and a strange, absurd narrative. It has weird characters, tons of puns, and a handful of puzzles, but the focus of the game is definitely the dialogue. Okay. So it has to be more about the story, I guess, and less about the
objective. Yeah. what your what your objective is and what you've got to do.
It kind of reminds me of a Newgrounds Flash game as well, Akio. It's like it looks and feels exactly like a Newgrounds Flash game.
Yeah. I'm not sure, I love point and click games, but I like there to be some kind of, sort of cohesive story and those games are always like great as detective games, so I'm not sure this is one I would really like pick up. I think I'd probably get frustrated with it because you don't seem to be doing much of anything other than doing these kind of stories or getting to know the neighborhood or whatever.
You don't want a quest for clammy justice?
Well, maybe, and find the horrifying reality of mayonnaise crime.
The chowder bites by a back. Oh my word! So this is a dad game.
The most evil bad guy in the history of bad guys, apparently.
It's $7.99, which is even more like I think that might be a bit too much, charging a little bit too much for it. I'm seeing mainly people putting in 3 hours for this game, 3 hours or a bit less or a bit more.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's worth.
It's like
worth trying.
2 lattes that I know I'm going to like, or Clam Man. That I may feel like I'm wasting 3 hours of my life.
I could get myself a slice of pizza and I'd probably enjoy it.
Yep. So, yeah, I love that argument. It's like, well, I mean, it's only like 2 lattes. And it's like, yeah, but I know I will like the lattes. There's a difference. And the caffeine from those lattes will keep me alive for 6 hours. So,
Yeah, this is true.
They'll stave me off of my existential dread for just a few more hours of my miserable existence.
Whereas
What will Clam
this
Man
might
do?
bring me down to it.
That said, don't want to be too hard. It has
It looks funny. It looks like
83% positive.
Yeah.
So if you like puns, I know a few people who would love a game like this. And it's by Team Clam, and lo and behold, this is their first game, if it will ever load. Has anyone else noticed that Steam has been having trouble loading lately?
Yeah, mine does that quite a lot. Yeah.
It's
sought
after
the
this
competition
most
from Epic
recent
Games.
patch. Oh yeah, Epic Games is like DDoSing them. That's what's happening. That is a joke. I am not besmirching the good name of Epic Games. So just covering myself legally. All right, but yeah. And the next title is Overlanders. Okay, it's search.
Now this is pod racing.
No, it won't load. Okay. Oh my gosh, it's not loading. All right, so
No, mine's frozen as well. Mine is frozen.
I'm going to
now it's working.
exit Steam and reopen it. So you're gonna get the pretty like Windows background for a little bit.
Classic Windows background there, Dewey.
No, I'm a boring person. All right, am I gonna like have to make sure you don't see me type in my password? Yeah, I'm gonna have to make sure you don't see me type in my password.
Oh, now it's on my face.
Oh, it is.
Oh, it's on my face.
All right. What was my password? Oh, that's right.
He mouths it out.
The Liberator's like, oh, that's his password. Oh, my Steam phone. This has been a show of technical difficulties, but it's been fun anyway. So
yeah. Thanks, guys, for being so patient with us.
Dewey Bear password 1. What year was I born again?
What was that license plate? Okay. Oh, look. Devil May Cry advertisement. And it's not working. Oh, golly.
So I'll tell you about it.
Okay.
Overlanders is pod racing. That's it.
Yeah, pretty much. It's pretty.
It's Jet
the graphics
Moto,
pretty
Mario
crisp.
Kart, and Star Wars 1.
Looks fantastic environments. There are snowy environments, desert environments, going through canyons. Looks like some swamp ones as well. So yeah, it looks interesting. It's fast-paced racing.
Both linear and curved motion blur.
Ooh, that's loud. It automatically went to max volume.
There we go.
Yay!
Yay!
This game is on my wish list.
This is honestly, it just looks like Jet Moto. Do you remember Jet Moto for PlayStation?
No.
Okay, so it looks like a PlayStation game called Jet Moto.
Mm-hmm.
Which was a fun game, but this game also has a lot of power-ups and like shooting things and stuff like that, but kind of like Mario Kart.
Yeah, so this looks like kind of an high-def Mario Kart type game.
Yeah.
It does have customization. It says many types of vehicles, loads of weapons, even more customization to build the best racer. I don't know what racer means. Do they mean the person or the car?
I would imagine the vehicle. Like in some of these images, I can see the driver.
Yeah, it says unlock all power-ups and upgrade your vehicle to be the strongest. So under customization. So yeah, it'd be the vehicle.
I mean, maybe the drivers are customizable. They do have a very like toned derriere. So
this is £19.49. Right now, there's only five reviews, and 2 of them are negative. So
yeah. Let's see. Shaky start. Let me see. The difficulty of the first level seems to get too hard. Doesn't really add anything new to the genre unless you like chasing monsters. Okay. I'd give Overlanders a pass for now, especially consider the AUD price. Okay. Controls are unconfigurable. That's an issue. Content. The game currently consists of a tutorial, multiplayer mode, and campaign mode. Only 14 races exist for the campaign mode. Considering the race on average takes 5 to 10 minutes. If you complete every race the first time, it takes less than 2 hours of single player content. So, yeah, so only 2 hours of content for $24.99, $25.
It is multiplayer though.
It is multiplayer. So yeah, if you're able to get with a few friends and play this game, I mean that can be priceless. But yeah, this is on my wish list, but I'll probably waiting for a sale.
Yeah, it doesn't really. It's not really my kind of game, but yeah, it looks really nice, and I think if they just smooth out a few things, then yeah, it'd be great.
Oh yeah, it looks beautiful. It looks fantastic.
Yeah.
And I really want to play it. And the nice thing, reading the negative reviews, none of them mentioned like it handles poorly or something. Like that's good.
Yeah, okay.
If it handled poorly, it seems like they do handle really well. So that's nice.
Yeah.
I don't like how in the video they kind of like turn and still keep moving in one direction. I don't know how to describe it. It's not drifting though.
Oh, I see. Oh.
Like,
it's kind of, I don't know. Like let's say like if you were to compare it to like using your vehicle in Destiny 2.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
The way it like the way you go around turns, like when you turn sideways, you do cut speed.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like when you're drifting a car, like you do slow down.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It just seems like they just keep going.
Oh,
I
okay.
see,
Yeah,
yeah.
they don't look like they slow down very much. Yeah.
Yeah.
They are hovercraft, but yeah, that might mess with the feel for people. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can see that. Oop.
Yeah. There's something off about it to my eye,
Aw.
but I'd like to try it.
But probably not for $30.
No.
No.
Oh. All right, 32 Canadian, I think they said. Well, it's 32 Australian.
29 Canadian.
Oh, so Australian's money is worth less than Canadian. I've learned something new today.
Imagine.
The next title is Pathologic 2. For the people who didn't get enough with Pathologic 1. So Pathologic 2 is a narrative-driven dramatic thriller about fighting a deadly outbreak in a secluded rural town. You are a healer, and to save anyone, you have to survive in the bleak and strange world where even food and medicine are scarce. This is a weird-looking game.
Yeah, like one of those first-person psychological horrors. And they're always kind of fun to watch someone play, but you know, playing them myself, you know, they're a bit too intense for me.
These guys remind me of the zombies from Ocarina of Time.
Interesting. It looks well done. It looks quite polished because I know some of these, you know, a lot of people go on those first person psychological horrors and they look absolutely terrible and they play bad, and then, you know, there's nothing particularly scary about them. But you know, this one looks very interesting.
Yeah.
There's combat in this.
Yeah, God, let's said what I hear is this is intentionally incredibly frustrating. In the about the game, it says like, face the realities of a collapsing society as you make difficult choices in a seemingly lose-lose situations. So like it's basically like giving you two shitty options and you have to pick one.
Oh.
Which,
yeah,
I imagine that's probably the environment they want to set up for you.
Yeah, I guess that, you know, that's what they're going for. But at the same time, you'd be like playing it and be like, ugh.
This is definitely like a B game. It's not a AAA. This is a B game. Looking at the models, but it's got 82% positive, and so it seems folks came back for the second game in the series. It's by Icepick Lounge. Well, not Icepick Lodge. They also did Pathologic, Knock Knock, Cargo, The Quest for Graffiti, and The Void. So I think they have a theme here.
Oh, I own Pathologic.
Oh.
I've never played it.
Never played it.
I also own Knock Knock, and I've tried it, and it was really weird. Oh, it was so
Weird.
so disturbing. It's on sale right now, actually, for $1, but it was just like a little turn your stomach kind of game.
Turn your stomach kind of game. Oh.
Mm.
Yeah. As someone who is an absolute chicken, I will not be playing this game. But for those of you who like sort of these dark horror story games, have at it. Have at it. It'll cost you $30, not $5. I'm sorry, Rody.
Yeah, it's £27.79 here. But yeah, there seems to be like a lot of complaints about the starvation part of the game.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying I think they're saying by day 3 or of 12 I can keep my character alive. Even though if you're eating milk and fish, it's like, you know, you should stave off hunger completely for a day, but you can't. So it's really like, you know, making things just more challenging for the player rather than, you know, making it realistic, I suppose. Yeah, it's yeah, it's a shame.
Well, that's why they turn to zombies, because they just get so hungry.
Yeah.
So fast. With that, we're now on to our final May 23rd game. It is Balancelot. Balancelot?
Balancelot.
Balancelot?
Balancelot, yeah.
So, use your controller or keyboard to balance a clumsy but fully functional unicycle. And I love that copyright-free music playing in the background. Thrust the threatening mythical monsters with your sharpened lasts as they sit on your way to glory. Climbing over the dead enemies with your unicycle may be the last climb you take. Okay.
This looks very frustrating.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
This looks like Quap. This reminds me of Quap. Just trying to you remember that? Trying to walk with the WASD? Or
yeah.
QWOP, was it?
Yeah.
And you recently played like that Pogo game, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm just having flashbacks to that.
So yeah, it's obviously a game like that, and but with an extra challenge added on top of it.
An extra appendage.
with your lance. But yeah, it looks quite fun.
I don't understand why people are intentionally like they're doing somersaults in the game, and I'm not sure.
Yeah. Yep. Like these types of games where it's so difficult to control, and that's like part of the game. After Pogo Stuck, I'm swearing off these types of games. But it's cute. This game's cute. They're clearly making a lot of references to the Monty Python. They're clearly making a lot of references to Monty Python, and that's kind of cool. But,
I like the art too. The art's really soft looking.
Yeah. Soft.
That's
a
soft.
nice way to describe it. That's soft.
Soft. Look how soft it looks. It looks like Yoshi's Woolly World.
I guess so. It does look kind of like a quilt. Oh, that's a lot. That looks frustrating. Other games that make me feel like you're doing a job. Oh my gosh, I would throw things.
Have you played Bennett Foddy?
Bennett?
Sorry?
Like getting over it with Benny Foddy. God, this we've mentioned.
Oh.
Have you tried that one yet?
No, I've watched people.
I know we spoke
it,
about it, but yeah.
I don't think I'll ever play it just because I hate what happened to me in Pogo Stuck. Gosh, like when I
was there to witness it.
Point, I fell and I was just like, that was 10 minutes of work, all gone.
Oh God.
And I know people like they'll climb for 3 hours and lose it all. Just like, don't play those games if you're already like depressed. Just don't. Just don't. You want to maintain a will to live. Just don't play those games.
But yeah, I wouldn't pick this up myself. It's I'm on platformer games, and then just not being able to walk properly in it. I think I would not get past like the first part of it. Absolutely not. Like the first 5 minutes, I wouldn't be able to do it. This is £5.79, by the way. I'm not sure how long is it. There's various times from under an hour to I think to over 7 hours to 7 hours. So yeah, it's someone's got 50 hours on it and then put a bad review.
I'm starting to think he just left that open on his computer overnight.
Yeah.
Or he's just like, I hate my life so much for this game. My wife left me. I started screaming at my kids. No, just no. Godless Weave is wondering what the follow-up incentive I'd have to get me to play Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. I'll think about that. Is that the follower incentive?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like people are just sadistic enough. All right, so next we have Friday, May 24th, Plasticity. All right. Plasticity is a hauntingly beautiful puzzle platformer where you explore a plastic-ridden world, traverse flooded cities, and ravaged lands as you make choices that profoundly change both gameplay and your future. So this is one of those ecological games. I played a previous game called Koi that was very pretty, and so it had this sort of ecological theme.
I tried Koi after it was good.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's not a very long game, but it's like free. I'm pretty sure, and it's quite good.
It was like $1 or something.
This one reminds me of that 3D, and I like the idea of being able to see the world sort of change. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it looks beautiful, and
it's free.
Yeah, it's free, so by all means, definitely pick this up. It's gotten very positive reviews, and yeah, I love story games, and seems most people have got like under an hour's gameplay of it, so it's nice, free, short game. It's like between 20 and 40 minutes of content, so yeah, it's interesting.
Yep. Yep, and it's set in 2140. So you're basically trying to clean up the world a little over a century from now. So that's it's a pretty cool theme. I like it. I like that idea. Yeah, and it's quite pretty. Yeah, it's another one of those low poly count, but it looks good. It's clearly not an asset flip.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
The reviews are there's a lot of bugs. So it's bugs, spikes, messy animations, jagged movement.
Considering it's a free game, I think it's probably like either a student project or perhaps are they connected with a charity?
This one here says it's too janky to recommend even as a student project.
Oh yeah, the free game was created by students at the renowned USC Games program. Oh, USC publishes quite a few games ended up on Steam from USC. So, yep. So yeah, there's bugs, but it's free. So, what do you want?
I want my time back.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's true.
I do hope they update it and fix some bugs.
Yeah, that would be a hope. That would be really cool. All right, our next title is Farewell Planet, which I believe this one's Japanese developed, I think. So, a planet with nobody on it, a village of machines who thought they were human, the last machine still alive, a child, borrows the bodies of other villagers and says farewell to each of them by fulfilling their last wishes. Well, that's depressing. So, you just go around taking over other machines and just doing things for them. Wow.
Yeah. Interesting concept, and it looks interesting because when you think of robots, you know, you think of a particular aesthetic, you know, and this is just like a lot of things all put together. And
Yeah, like I see washing machines and TVs just all stacked together into these creatures.
I don't understand. The more like this list for this game, weird. It's like Euro Truck Simulator.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like Hollow Knight. It's kind of like Euro Truck Simulator. It's also kind of like My Time at Porsche.
Yep. Always a game that's kind of like.
I got totally accurate battle simulator. Like what?
It just might be just not a lot of people have played this game yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's only one review.
One review.
And it's all in Japanese. So,
it's $3.99, so you know it's you know cheap enough. I don't know how long it is though.
So I suspect that there's not a very good tutorial, considering the Japanese review includes like WASD control. Like they list the control scheme. So I imagine it doesn't have much of a tutorial if they're listing it in their review. I have no context besides that they just put it in their review. So I'm like, why would a reviewer put that into their review? Unless that's what they do for all games. But yeah. Okay. Depressing.
And that player is putting like an hour of gameplay in. So yeah, I'm not sure how long this is.
An hour for about $5, I would imagine. I mean, when you're on the lower end of these experiences, or these shorter gameplay, it's kind of you can't go too much lower.
Yeah.
Yep. Because Steam's still taking their cut.
Yeah, true.
So
They've got to get their 30%.
Yep, that's Farewell Planet. Our next title is Flux. And I'm feeling that this thing of like futuristic dystopia, like everyone on Friday, May 24th, felt very dystopic. Or like just like looking towards the future a lot. Because this has been 3 games in a row.
Yeah.
And that's not even the end of it. So here is Flux. Flux is a fidget game, a typing game, a beat 'em up, a rhythm game, all glued together with a beautiful cyberpunk world, tons of cosmetics, and dialogue of a long-distance relationship between 2 people in a world torn apart.
And when I first looked at this game, I thought, wow, it's so beautiful. I love the color scheme and I love the character. And you can like change their hairstyle and you know really customize them and everything, and I thought that was really cool. But reading what the game is, it's like how can you have so many different like sort of gameplay styles and you know have your audience kind of enjoy that, because you know not everyone likes every game.
Oh my word. There seems to be like a thing where you have to type, but at the same time you also have to attack. Oh my gosh. Oh, and crafting is fidget.
I couldn't do that. Not me being so dyslexic. But yeah, there's just seems like, you know, this looks like a nice dialogue narrative sort of game, and then you've got all these like fast-paced elements in it, and I'm not sure they glue well together.
I also like in the trailer how there's this very suspicious dog at the end, and it zooms in on them. Like, what did the dog do?
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, maybe their ego. The corgis are evil.
I can't find this one in the game store. Is it just called Flux?
Yeah, you have to like scroll down a little bit in the list because it's 24th of May.
Oh, I see it now.
That has to be the favorite joke conspiracy I've ever seen, was that the corgis are the real royal family of England. Like they're actually aliens inside of the corgis. So I was just like, cool. That was like the funniest thing. I feel like that would be a good like tongue-in-cheek video game plot. The corgis.
I'm just trying to find like any reviews or
It's got one review. And it's
but it won't.
negative.
Oh,
Let me see. It's a narrative experience. Many attributes of an action game. Note that it uses Adobe Flash. I actually enjoyed this plot up to a certain point, but the dev just couldn't bring it home in a satisfying way.
right.
So let me see. A bit glitchy. The default controls can be annoying. I felt like the game needed a more compelling conclusion. So it seems like the main issue they had with it, they didn't like how the story wrapped up.
Right.
But
okay.
a bit glitchy. If it doesn't handle great, that could be a problem. How much is this game? It is only $7 USD. And how long did they play it? About 6 hours, it looks like.
Okay. £5.19 here, so.
So just a warning, you may not get a good conclusion, I guess, to the story. But yeah, the Flux, it's got a good style. It's that neon soaked.
Neon soaked. Yeah.
See, this game looks like it was something that I would story and everything, but I feel like just the gameplay just would let me down. I'm not really. I don't want to play something fast paced when I'm trying to enjoy the story.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, it seems like a Pino, like Pino the game. Pino. Oh, he's saying it's like it's a game though. Oh, Piano the game is probably what it means. Piano. Hyeno? Yeah, okay. yeah, US. Okay. So our next title is Interstellar Transport Company. This seems right up your alley.
This is my life right now.
Topgunbunny. Yeah.
I work in a logistics profession. I come home and play space engineers. This is all I do.
Yeah, this is your life now. Yeah, I mean, this was like when I worked for an MMO studio. Coming home and playing MMOs was the last thing I wanted to do. But then I still ended up doing it. But I would play a different MMO. So it was just like, I do this for work. Oh, and it got bad because it was at a point where I'd be playing this other MMO and be sending in bug tickets. And I'm just like, what am I doing? What am I doing with my life? So yeah, Interstellar Transport Company build a galactic transportation empire and supply humanity with everything it needs to colonize the stars. In this sci-fi logistics simulator, grow your company from a local transport agency into an interstellar logistics behemoth. Single player versus AI and online multiplayer. Your thoughts?
I would play it single player. I don't think I could deal with doing this multiplayer. Unless it was cooperative. Like, if it was cooperative, yeah.
Seems a bit like Transport Tycoon, but in space.
Yeah.
I got Roller Coaster Tycoon is listed here for me. Things I've played.
Yeah. I love the setting, like this time period, which we're rapidly coming up to. I mean, we're expected to have a moon base in less than a decade. But like there's a lot of cool things happening. But I'd love to have a story game that's sort of set in this world, like this sort of situation where you're colonizing the stars and the nearby planets. That's a cool setting. But it's always Sims or shooters, and I'm just like, but I just want a story. I love this universe.
No, I definitely understand where you're coming from. I think it's the same as I think we've definitely spoken about it before. Like it's just like, I do like some sim games, but they don't put a story in it, and if they did, it would, that would be right up my street. And they did have that one game where they did do that, and but they haven't released it for Steam.
Yep.
See, if they turned American Truck Simulator murder mystery, I would play it more.
American Truck Simulator is a mystery.
I would play it then. I would so play that.
You know what? I would play it if it was like this sort of like mystery where it's like, who's that one truck, or like, what?
Yeah,
what
no,
happened
it's
to
like
the
no.
cargo?
It's exactly like driving a truck. Everything's there, but it's a murder mystery now.
It's a murder mystery. So you got like,
you get it over like the radio. Yeah, you get it over the like talk radio, and you say, oh, And you're deducing, and but while you're driving, you're saying, "Wow, these are clues," and you can like tap into police, police.
Like devs
Those
take
are-
note. Like we want a simulation game with a storyline.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Those are the only simulation games I like, are the ones that with a really dedicated storyline, because I hate simulation gameplay. But if there's a storyline to keep me going, I will keep going because I want to know what happens next. So, yeah. Most people who play simulation games are playing for the simulation, to be fair. So I'm not
they're like
True.
like I want this to be
just-
as realistic as possible.
Yeah, it's just us. It's just us that we really want the story. This is £20. This is £20, and like any simulator, you're gonna put a lot of hours into this. But I've seen a lot of negatives on here.
Yeah, recent reviews, it's 65% positive, so that's not great. The UI has some real problems, is like the top review up here. Thumbs down on the UI. Wow. Performance 1 out of 10. Choosing a route stop would cause the whole game to graphically glitch. Ooh. So
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of bugs still that they need to iron
isn't
out.
that part of the simulator experience? Isn't that what people are paying for? I joke, of course, not really that much, but yeah, thematically, I love the idea. But yeah, if there's a lot of bugs, I mean, that just kind of screams Eurojank to me. It's translated into every language under the sun. Not quite, just 13 languages. So you can probably get it. It is made by MT Worlds, who also made a World VR competition. It's like a weird VR game. Okay, so nothing like Interstellar.
Yeah, some people are drawing some similarities to Stellaris, if you've played Stellaris.
Yeah.
But they're saying it's nothing really like it, but it had some design problems like Stellaris did at launch.
Oh yeah, so maybe after a few patches it might improve, but we shall see. Anyhow, that is Interstellar Transfer Company. It is 20 UK, 25 US,
29 Canadian.
And with that, we're on to our next title, the last title for Friday, May 24th, and we just finished our first week. Almost finished with our first week. But so Blood Card. This, if you played Slay the Spire, that's just darker in pixel art, a little more janky. But anyhow, so the card game combines elements of roguelike and deck building. During the game, you shall strive ahead, gathering cards to build a unique deck and use it to defeat the enemies getting in your way. You'll have to choose between escaping or try to defeat death, who is relentlessly pursuing you. And mechanically, from what I understand, once you run out of cards, you die. So
yeah. I picked this one out because at first it looks really janky. Yeah, I should say, but it seems like people really like it. They really like this game. So I thought definitely to include it because it's, as we always say, we like look for gems and all the rough stuff. But yeah, if you can get past how it looks, it seems like it's really enjoyable to play. But yeah,
it definitely looks like Slay the Spire to me.
Oh yeah,
basically the same. Like I have Slay the Spire, so if I was in the mood to play a game like this, I would probably just put up Slay the Spire. But
there are quite a few card game roguelites on the on Steam now, and that's pretty cool. I mean, not like it's definitely not oversaturated. I don't think, but this is definitely a genre that used to not be a thing that you would consider a genre, like combining roguelite and card games. Like now that's a standard drama. It's just kind of like how MOBAs blossomed into existence, like just an idea, and now it's a thing, and this is the next installment of it. I did initially have this on the list, but I cut it. But not really because I didn't particularly like it. I just didn't think it was that engaging. But it did get a ton of positive reviews. It's currently sitting at 80% positive, 72% positive of the recent reviews.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So this is £11.39, and It looks like about 8 hours or more, about 12. Some people put 12 hours. So yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple for 20 hours as well. So yeah, I think your gameplay will vary. I think definitely.
Everything from the French reviews, the Japanese reviews are mentioning Slay the Spire. So like clearly everyone's comparing this to that, and some people give it a positive review, others are giving a negative, but most of them are saying that the more you play it, the less it feels like Slay the Spire. So it seems to have, like, on the surface it has similar mechanics, but then the more you play it, it starts to, like, you start to see more mechanical differences. So that's kind of neat. You can also customize your character. You get like armor and as you build your deck and such. So that's kind of neat.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I might play this. I don't like the aesthetic though.
Yeah. It just looks a bit too rough, I think. But if people are enjoying it, then they can look past the graphics. That's great.
Yep.
So what you got for us next?
Oh yeah. Well, this is $15. But yeah, Crunchy. Anyhow,
Crunchy.
That's how to describe it. Our next title is Saturday, May 25th, and it is Drawngeon. Drawngeon. So it is Doom, but sketched, which I have to admit is a interesting aesthetic choice. It kind of works.
Definitely interesting, yeah.
Although, unlike Doom, this is apparently more adventure RPG puzzle-based type gameplay. There is combat, but it seems to be a bit more puzzle-focused RPG.
I thought it was more like Baldur's Gate or something like that.
Oh yeah, you know what? Baldur's Gate. Yeah, Baldur's Gate would probably be a closer comparison. Here I am going kind of like, it has a similar graphics to the original Doom,
Yeah.
but
the way things move in the room is pretty much identical to Digimon 2 for PlayStation. Anyone ever try that?
No.
So Digimon 2, you have like a little rover, Maid, and the Digimon live in the dungeon. And when you enter a room, you move one square, it moves one square. You move one square, it moves one square. And it's like, it's fun. Like I enjoy it, I think.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's interesting how they, like that you said, like they've animated stuff. And I do like the kind of art style. It's this very simplistic art style, and it looks kind of cool. It's like 23 people have reviewed it. 82% have given it a positive review. It's £3.99.
Yep.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it looks about. Not sure about how long it is, because I've seen a few people with 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours, and you got someone with 10 hours on there. So I'm not sure, like, the exact length of the game. But yeah, a lot of people saying it's fun. Well, a fun game.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like it would be fun.
Yeah, it looks like you collect doggos.
Doggo.
So
they look like cats to me.
Oh, they look like cats? Yeah. They are kind of like so I do kind of like how the art style sort of evokes that, this was the early 3D style where it was literally 2D images that were just like placed in sort of a 3D situation. And to make it look like it's sketches, I don't know, it feels like kind of like being like, oh, we're like, it makes it very intentional. I don't know, it's very, where they were trying to make it look 3D, but this one is like, oh, we know it's 2D, so we're just very much presenting it that way, and that's kind of neat. That's kind of neat. It's got a cool aesthetic. Not the type of game I'd jump in. I feel very lucky to be living in a bit more modern graphical era.
Yeah.
So yeah, Drawngeon. Yeah, $4.99 US, so $5.
One of the features, you are able to eat items. Fantastic.
Eat items. So maybe you eat the cat.
You can eat an axe if you wanted, apparently.
Oh, So, Monday, May 27th, we have Banner of the Maid, which I swear is not a waifu game. I swear is
Don't
a
lie to us,
tactics
Jay. Come
game. But yeah, so it is a Chinese developed tactics game set during the French Revolution. There was a lot of sort of kind of fan servicey artwork here, and of course you have Napoleon Bonaparte's like little sister, so Imoto Bonaparte, so that's pretty funny. Like a relative Bonaparte. So you had all these different characters, historical characters with a lot of historical references, and it's just kind of neat.
Yes.
You're in the Revolution.
I'm seeing historical reference to a massive cleavage, but you know
Yes,
that's...
there's a lot of that.
There's a lot of excess breast tissue, I think. Actually,
Yes, there is a lot of that. I mean, the royalty were eating well. I'm just saying. But it is not supported in English. Now, the reason I just brought this up is that it just was like an actual sort of Chinese game that clearly had a lot of development done. This sort of tactics side of simulator game is, you know, not a lot of these sort of tactic games come out. We have been getting more of them lately, and this one just seems to have a really cool sort of gameplay. But yes, a lot of fan service, my word.
It's really strange because the whole, you know, about this game and everything, they've put it all in English, but the game itself is not supported in English, and there are like reviews in English as well. So people have been jumping in to play it. They've been able to play it fine, absolutely fine. They just wish that they were able to read it properly. So
Yep. Godless Weeb says Final Fantasy Tactics, but Chinese French waifus. And it's actually Godless Weeb that brought this game up to me, so...
nice.
He
Does it have
fulfilled
French
his
support?
name.
Is it just Chinese?
No, it is just Chinese.
And they didn't.
The fact that they translate into English may be hinting at a future English localization.
Yeah.
But, yeah. You say fan service, but others say plot. Massive plot.
Yes, she's got a couple of massive plots, alright, yeah.
So, yeah. So I wonder if you get to behead Marie Antoinette.
But yeah, this is 10% off right now. And it's £13 4p.
Yep, $15.29 US at 10% off.
And it's not in English.
Nope, not in English. Azure Flame Studio. This is their first title on here. What is kind of fascinating about Chinese developers, though, is that sometimes they are huge developers in China, and we have no idea. Like, there's entire franchises that have been showing up on Steam, and they'll upload like all of the franchise. And it's like, wait, this is like the classic game that people have been playing in China. It's like sold millions of copies, and no one in the West knows about it. So it's just very interesting how that sort of happens. But China's opening up, so it's making it kind of weird.
Yeah. Right,
so the next title is Tuesday, May 28th, SpellForce 3 Soul Harvest. So this is a THQ Nordic game.
This is 3 years after the Purity Wars.
Where are we?
Yep. 3 years after Purity Wars, Overlander is on the cusp of a new era. Yep.
I'm like, oh, yes, 3 years.
Yes.
3 years. Yeah. It's like, no idea what it's talking about. I
wasn't sure how many years.
I imagine that's SpellForce 2? But,
well, actually, this is sort of... There has been SpellForce 3, and this is like a follow-up. Almost like this expansion,
Apparently you can buy the entire franchise bundle for $132 Canadian.
So
I'm gonna do.
I have played SpellForce 1 and 2. I haven't played 3 because it's really expensive. And it's like 40 quid. SpellForce 3 is 40 quid.
Yep.
This one is 20 quid. And yeah, it's just when SpellForce first came out, it was kind of like a a bit of a poor man's tactical RTS. So yeah, but now it's it's graphics are so much better, and I haven't obviously played 3, so I don't know where they are in the story. Obviously, in this one, it's 3 years after the Purity Wars, so. But the races are really interesting, but I don't think they incorporate enough of the lore into the game to you to fully appreciate the different races. Unfortunately, it's the first one was really good. I really liked the first one. The second one was kind of meh.
Yeah, I like how the aesthetic is Divinity Original Sin.
Yeah,
I like it.
So these are real-time strategy.
Yeah,
not turn-based.
Yeah.
So yeah,
real-time.
Which is why I'm not going to play it, because I cannot play RTS. But I will play the turn-based ones, which are so fun. Divinity Original Sin, the storyline in that game is so good. So good. So good. So fun. But yeah, so this one kind of reminded me of that. It's by Grimlore Games, and yeah, they've made the SpellForce franchise, basically.
Yeah.
$118 for the whole franchise. Wow.
Oh.
All right. Our next title, with that, and it's $25 US, by the way. Void Bastards is our next title. Naughty Word. Which it has a deluxe bundle. Oh, and the dev is streaming. Is it? No, this is a community member streaming. Okay, not a dev. So Void Bastards. Let's just get that screen there. There we go. Is inspired by Bioshock and System Shock 2. Oh, of course. Void Bastards is a revolutionary new strategy shooter that will test your wits as well as exercise your aim. And you lead the misfit prisoners of the Void Ark through the derelict spaceship and myriad dangers of the Nargasso Nebula. Okay. It's a roguelike strategy action FPS.
I love the I do like the artwork.
Oh,
I
it's
do
so good. It's really pretty.
Yeah. Really, really pretty. And apparently it's got quite a lot of humor in it, apparently.
It almost reminds me of Borderlands a little.
Yeah.
You can see a lot of differences though.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Did he just threaten to give him a hug? Okay. Get over here and I'll give you a hug. It's like, oh, okay.
But yeah, it looks interesting. It looks really interesting. It looks a lot of fun. And considering, you know, how many roguelites there are, this looks like something
that isn't a roguelite.
Yeah, something to get excited about. Well, no, but it says roguelite. So, but this is a very different one.
Is this also a roguelite?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what it says. It says.
Yep, very served market, but it's got a cool, different aesthetic, and yeah, mature content. No surprise there. It's a roguelite System Shock, but you already knew that. Yeah, I always find it weird when games kind of reference other games in their spew. It's like, this is what this game is. It's like, I mean, that's how you pitch it to like a publisher or to like someone you want to give you money to build the game. But I feel kind of weird about when they do that to pitch it to fans. It's like, I'm sure fans could figure out what it's based on by looking at the trailer or the gameplay.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Find that very strange when people do that.
It's already like very positive. There's 402 reviews up right now, and 85 of those are positive. It's $24.99. I'm seeing like 12, 14 hours on there. So
yeah, 16 hours. But yeah, so with roguelites, it sort of depends on how often you want to do it and when you want to consider yourself finished. But I mean, it may not be that big of a roguelite. It is translated to 9 languages, and Blue Manchu is the developer. What have they done? Oh, they did Card Hunter. Oh, they did Card Hunter. Okay, now the aesthetic makes a lot of sense. Have you ever played Card Hunter?
No.
It
Mm-mm.
is.
I'll look at
Oh
it,
my
though.
gosh, they've got live action trailers. Of course they would do that. So this was originally on Congregate, but it's basically like it's like a little RPG where you collect cards and you play through the game, and there's also like a story because it's a D&D campaign. So like the people running the game have this like romantic subplot, and like the guy has a crush on the pizza delivery girl, and so they're always ordering pizza, and he's like getting flustered whenever he meets her, and so there's also this like side story going on with the people like
That's great.
playing the game, and then you have the story in the game. So it's kind of neat. I like
So it's
it.
a story within the story within a story. That's fantastic. I love that.
It's free though. Like, what's this? Is it have like a
So
campaign?
Akiho mentioned that it's a free version and a paid. It quickly narrowed to a please buy the game, so that threw me out of playing. Oh, okay. So what does the actual game cost? Wait, where's the upsell? I wonder if it's an in-game upsell.
Yeah,
If
it must
they-
be because I'm looking at the Steam store, just free.
Yeah.
Free.
Yep. Anyhow, for the people I know who have like just back when it was on Congregate and they just bought the full version of the game, I know they had quite a bit of fun with it. So, but yeah, so that kind of sucks though when you get a free game and you think it's like a fully free game, and then it's like, hey, this is a demo. It's like, oh, now you've just catfished me. Thanks. So with that, our next title is Vambrace Cold Soul. So this is a Darkest Dungeon like game. That's almost a genre now.
Almost.
Darkest Dungeon like. So from what I've understood, this one has mixed reviews at the moment. With 55%, so very mixed reviews. Which the primary complaint I've seen about it is a lot of people are like, "This is not Darkest Dungeon. It's the design and the design's just not similar enough from a lot of the reviews. Some of it's where there seems to be a bit of a balance, like either it's like usually it's just too easy, but even the negative reviews have mentioned things like I've read a lot about this because when I first saw it, I was like, oh, I might want to get this game. Even the negative reviews do mention that the story is a bit more substantial than Darkest Dungeon and is a bit more engaging. So a lot of people like that. But so it's buyer beware. You may like this and you may not. It seems to be pretty controversial. Probably its main problem was that it may have tried to cater towards Darkest Dungeon fans. Darkest Dungeon fans, it needs to be really difficult and punishing. So, yeah.
Yeah. I do like the art style.
Oh yeah.
It looks really pretty. Right now it's 10% off. It's $17.99. So yeah, although it's not my kind of game, I think it looks like one you maybe should give a chance to. Yeah.
For $23, I'm not entirely sure that I would want to get it, but it does, at least not yet. But I am intrigued if like the story is actually any good.
Yeah. I'm not really impressed with the reviews that
Yeah.
I'd probably stay away from it for now.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, with the reviews, with me reading through so many of them, I was like, this just seems like you feel like it wasn't the game you're expecting. Not that it was bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are probably definitely legit reviews. Definitely. Oh my god. Anyhow, sorry, Rody.
Yeah, the thing is, it's like the negative reviews, it just seem to be like, I wanted this game, and I didn't get this game. I got something else instead. And, I think either the developers haven't communicated what this game actually is, or people just saying, oh, this is going to be like Dark Souls. I want Dark Souls. And it wasn't. So I think, that's not great.
Yeah, there was some mechanical criticisms which seemed pretty good, but pretty
Mm.
well thought out. But yeah, that seems to be balance based. I'll wait on this. When
Yeah.
if I see like it go on sale and maybe has a few patches, I may want to play it. Godless Wave, yeah, the main girl is cute. That's what's important. This is the same
Godless
developer as
Weave
Slime
knows
Sand,
what
it seems.
this Godless Weave knows what's up.
He knows what he wants. So this is by Head Up Games. Oh, they made Slime Sand.
Mm.
And so yeah, they've made quite a few games. My word, we'll publish quite a few games. Grimwood.
Yeah.
All right. Okie doke. So with that, that is Vambrace Cold Soul. Our next title is from Wednesday, May 29th, and it is Draugen. Voila. Nope, I want to just go to Draugen. There we go.
This one looks interesting too.
Mm.
Yep. Draugen is a single-player, first-person fjord noir. Fjord noir. That's a genre now.
That's it takes place in a fjord.
Yep. Mystery set in 1920s Norway. Explore picturesque. I hate that word. I can't pronounce it.
Picturesque.
Coastal community in your search for your missing sister, accompanied by a gregarious and enigmatic young ward.
Mm.
So this seems like games that I've played before and enjoyed. Like, kind of reminds me of like Kona. But it has the added benefit of having a lot of voice acting kind of thrown into it. So I think I would really enjoy this.
Yeah.
I will put it on my wish list.
So
looks so beautiful. It looks beautiful, and I think I've seen this people talking about this a lot on like the indie games forums and things, and it seems really interesting as well. The story seems really interesting, and it's not badly priced right now, although I would wait for it just to come down just a little bit in the price range, because it's like £16.99 right now. But it just looks fantastic. It looks like a world that I want to explore, and of course, it's got that sort of murder mystery going on, which is something I love.
Yeah. One thing I do like is the size of the text on the screen when text comes up on the screen. Because when it's too small, it really, really bothers me. I don't know. There's like little things about this that just make me want to play it.
Yeah.
From reading the reviews, it does seem to come off a very polished game. The main criticisms I've seen is that the storyline wraps up in a way that's, although it could be argued there's a fairly common way for a lot of European movies to end, is it kind of ends in a sort of, you can kind of figure out where the story ended up, but you're still kind of left, so did that happen? Like, it has this sort of like abrupt ending when it does come. Like, it is an ending, but it's a bit abrupt.
Yeah, if you've tried Kona, it's the same way. It's a very abrupt ending. You're just like, what the hell just happened? I just spent hours and hours and hours playing this game. Didn't even realize I was stepping into the ending. Yeah. It just happened. But I still enjoyed the game, and it's it was, I would imagine, a tough game to end.
So. Yeah. And it is only a few hours, but it is a few very polished hours of experience, is what I've heard. Primarily from reviews. It's a very polished experience. It's not a very long experience. But if you want to sit down for an interactive movie for a few hours, you know what? $20 might be worth it. So,
I think
so what you got for us? What you got for us next?
Oh yeah. Let me see. Red Thread Games. Have they made anything else? Oh, they also made Dreamfall chapters.
Oh. Yeah, that's a great game. That's the series. Yeah, the series is fantastic. The first one is just like super long though. It's like the longest journey.
I've played this game. Or I've played the first half of the first episode of this game. I don't own it. It was on someone else's console, but I've played this game.
Yeah,
It is
it's
really
great.
weird because it takes place in like 2 or 3 different worlds.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's all these parallel storylines that they don't seem to connect. I didn't get up to the point where they connect up.
Yeah.
But it is a very weird storyline. Yeah, I actually need to add this to my wish list. I gotta play that. So
Yeah.
Norway. It's a long going season. Oh really? How serious? How long is it? Or do they just keep patching the core game? Okay.
No, they finished Dream Chapters. They finished it.
So they just released it in a single bundle. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess now would be the time for me to check it out then. Cool
But you kind of got to play. You've got to play The Longest Journey. That is the first game thing. So.
Oh really? Oh okay.
Yeah,
so
this is like a sequel. You got you got Longest Journey and Dreamfall, and then you got Dreamfall chapters. So.
Oh no. Okay.
So it's that's the third game. Yeah.
Okay. So in order to understand them, I have to play them in order.
Yeah.
Alrighty, I will do that. So the next from Thursday, May 30th, our next title is Gato Roboto. Or Roboto if it's Spanish. Roboto.
There's a mousey in this.
Watch actual cats play.
This is what I would consider pandering.
Yep, so they have like a stream of them playing the game, and they just have like a cat cam.
Their cat.
Which cat cams are so smart. Christopher Cliver has one. When I do get my own place and I have a cat, I'm doing this.
It is proven to work. I have 2 cats running around here somewhere. It always gets some chats, like when you're streaming.
Yeah. Cats are like the money makers of the internet. They really are. Mm-hmm. But oh, they're so cute. Oh my gosh. Yes. I'm part of the problem. Anyhow.
Yeah.
So this is Gato Roboto. So it is pounce into your cozy armored mech and set off on a dangerous trek through an alien underworld full of irritable creatures and treacherous obstacles in a valiant effort to save your stranded captain and his crashed spaceship. This is so cute.
It is.
Also, kudos for being a pixel art game that actually has good sprite work. Like, there's a lot of sprites. It feels really smooth watching it. Actually, some of it's just motion blur, but it gives the illusion of having a lot of sprites, and I appreciate that. It's not crunchy at all.
Nice.
So,
no, this is very well done. The only thing that bothers me is like there are certain animations on the screen, and you don't know that if they're just background things or if they're things that can hit you. That's the only thing that while watching this trailer is that I wouldn't be so sure about. But probably when I play it, it might be a bit more clear.
Yeah, you'll probably be able to figure it out. Hopefully. Well, I'm realizing my vocal tips. I'm realizing my vocal tics as I do podcasts, and because I didn't listen to this again. Anyhow,
it's most likely possible.
Yeah, very positive at 91%. It's so cute, and I also like how there's like dialogue stuff with the cat, and the cat just says meow. That's it. Like people are talking about it, and the cat's just going meow. Like they didn't give the cat a dialogue. Like that makes sense. It's just very, very funny. And there is a mouse. Wow, there is a mouse like attacking the cat.
Yeah, it's Mouser. He looks so cute, but he's an evil Mouser. Mouser.
And it looks like you can customize the background, as you can see in the stream. They changed the background scheme.
Okay.
So
yeah,
interesting.
So that's I like that. I like that feature because sometimes black and white is hard on the eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did that in like Hidden Folks as well, and another game that was just like it was just 2 colors, and Just pick any 2 colors you want out of this, and that's the colors they'll be.
Oh, Downwell.
Black and white is
Oh,
just really hard to
okay.
look at after for so long.
Someone on my
Yeah.
feed was live tweeting this game. My word. Well, it is by Doink Soft, which they're Devolver Digital. They're published by Devolver Digital. Why should I be surprised? Yeah, Devolver Digital.
Oh, we spoke about Ape Out, didn't we?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we did.
Yep. So one thing I do want to note, this is called a Metroidvania in the tags, and though it functions a lot like a Metroidvania, it is a very linear game, so it's not technically Metroidvania. So yes, you get power-ups, and you get power-ups to get over obstacles as you go, but it is a very linear game, so don't worry about too much backtracking and traipsing around and such, at least per reviews I've read about it. So yep.
It's 15% off, so it's £4.92 right now.
Yep.
It's fairly cheap, very cheap game, and it looks fantastic. I've seen people put in like over 4 hours though, so I don't think it's particularly long.
Yeah,
4 to 5 hours.
It's $6.79 US, and it's going on my wish list. So, yep. Ooh, it's so cute, my word. Okay, I'm a problem. Friday, May 31st, smile for me.
This is like really off-putting.
Off-putting, really? So, how this game functions is you can answer yes or no to things by shaking or nodding your head, like the camera. And then you also have a hand and a glove, so you can like punch people or like touch things, and they react. And all the voice acting is like Simlish.
Yeah.
So.
It's Animal Crossing.
I like this. I do like the art style. I love it's just so weird and out there, and but I like the way like you're interacting with things. You're grabbing teeth out the bloody toilet. It's like, what?
And it seems like the punching glove doesn't necessarily punch, because there's like times where you use it and it kisses the person. Like you get a sound thing. You're just like, oh, I'm blushing, and you're just like, that's not what I wanted to do. So there's all these the weird thing, and then it gets really weird and creepy because it's suddenly a horror game, and you're in this dystopia controlled by this black shadow being.
Seems like there's there's a lot of thought gone into it. There seems to like be some basic concepts, basic gameplay, but then there's like these interesting things going on as well. So
I'd call it unique.
Yes.
Unique. It's not a roguelike. It's unique.
Yes. If it's not a roguelike, that's
there's no raccoon protagonist.
Yep.
Here today.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, remember that week of raccoon? Actually, that happens regularly. This week we didn't have any raccoons, but we had cats, so so we got that covered. There was a kangaroo game where it was like a Crash Bandicoot ripoff that was made in Poland. So that finally got released on Steam.
So this is 15% off right now, and it's $8.74. Quite a few reviews on here. It's 24 reviews so far. 95% of them are positive.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's interesting.
I'm seeing up to 7 hours. People are saying point and click Psychonauts. Well, one reviewer, Derek. I've never played Psychonauts, so I don't know what that means.
Oh yes, Psychonauts. Yeah, that's what it reminded me of, but I didn't say it because it's not like a 3D kind of platformer that Psychonauts is. But yeah, Psychonauts, it has that similar kind of aesthetic to it. So yeah.
Developers are Hugo Limbo, which has only made Smile for me, and Gabe Lane, who has also only made Smile for me. So I guess it's a two-person product. Yep. Interesting.
Mm.
Smile for Me is out now. 13 months ago, we never imagined that we'd have such a warm reception on this bizarre project. So were they kickstarted? Goodness inspiration, yada yada yada. They'll mention that they're kickstarted, but maybe they were. But yeah, so apparently it's been in development for some 13 odd months. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm putting this on my wish list because
it looks
quirky,
it just
yeah.
It's definitely quirky.
Yeah. So next we have Friday, May 31st, Moonrise Fall. Oh, and Smile for Me is $11.04 USD. Sorry. But yeah, Moonrise Fall. This is a weird looking game. Moonrise Fall is an atmospheric exploration puzzle game about a boy who finds himself lost in a supernatural forest after losing both parents in a car crash. Armed with a clue-filled journal, a camera, and a lantern, he must unravel the mysteries of the forest and photograph the strange creatures that reside. I think the boy is dead. That's just, I think he's in the land of the dead. I think that's what's implied here, but not sure.
Yeah.
Looks like he's a bird.
Yeah, got like a bird skull. So
I do like the pixel art in this, and it's got like sort of creepy vibe to it, but it's like still kind of, I don't know. It's still kind of nice though. I quite like it. I'd be interested to watch someone play this. Although I wouldn't want to play it myself. I would want to watch someone play it so I could, just to experience the story, I think. I'm quite curious about this.
Well, apparently there's a night and day cycle in it. That's pretty cool.
Okay, so I'm seeing a variety of different puzzles. The pixel art is very pretty. I guess there's some musical themes. Although at the moment, the music they're playing, I'm pretty sure, this is just a classical piece. They do have a sound. Didn't they have a sound? No, that was the previous game that had the soundtrack for sale. Hopefully they have some unique music, because the trailer is just playing like I think it's a Bach symphony. So, so there's a bunch of different zones.
Yeah, this is only like between like 2 and 5 hours though. And it's 10% off now, and it's $10.25.
Yep.
So,
it's pretty standard, I think, for something.
Yeah, $13.49 US. If it's got a really good story and puzzle, then it might be worth it. But for most folks, I would say probably wait on a sale.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's got a really nice look to it. Made from strings. Have they made
It's the only thing they've made.
Nope.
It's I don't know. I'll put it on my wish list. It looks like there's something that I'd like about it, but I'm not sure what it is yet.
And they've only got one review, so they've kind of been overlooked. So do check them out if you want to check it out.
Yeah, so this might be someone's hidden gem. So yeah, hopefully you get back to us, Topgunbunny, with if and when you play it.
And with that is the end of the release list. But we do have a couple additional segments, really short. But first we have Rody's list of horrors. What do you have for us this week?
So I wanted to pick games that just a kind of like a cash grab. I picked cash grab games this week. Yeah. So I'll type in the first one. I think I've spelt that right. So it's Cernomeat.
Cernomeat? Cernomeat survival game?
Yeah.
Vladimir needs your help to return its original form. Be calm, because within the game you can build tools, weapons, and consumables So you're just like the meek, just playing a survival game?
Yeah. And you notice there's that blur when it turns.
Uh-huh.
This is so that
Oh, this is an asset
the
flip.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is I've seen so many of these,
Mm-hmm.
but they just put like a different character or something in it.
Yeah. But aren't we all just meat, you guys?
Yeah. This sort of low poly graphics, like as soon as I see these, it immediately turns me off to a game unless it's like we had a few games this week that were low poly, but they clearly had a unique style. These ones I can look at immediately and go like, I know they got these from a store.
Yeah.
So,
and they're charging $3.99 for this, so but yeah. So that's Meat. And then it's an early access. Just stay clear.
I don't have much hope for it.
No. And the second one.
I wouldn't stake my chances on it.
Whoa!
That's very good.
Abstract.
Let's just let that one marinate.
All right, which game called Abstract? There we go. All right, first of all, too many games called Abstract. Abstract is a third-person cooperative or player versus player action. Oh, okay. You could just say PvP. Yes, we have rockets and lasers. Oh, I saw this one. My gosh.
Yeah.
They're trying to jump on that Fortnite train.
Yes.
On see low poly assets.
Did this one just come out?
Yeah, 23rd of May. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh, look at it. It's so bad.
There's like so many assets just thrown in.
Mm-hmm.
And, and again, it's just a cheap cash grab, really.
And none of the assets really look like they fit in the same world. You can just tell that they just went shopping for assets.
Yeah.
Yuck. Ugh.
Yes. And they're charging £14.49 for it as well.
$18.99 US, yeah, and they have no reviews, rightfully so.
Oh, they have like 3
reviews
reviews.
down there? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
3 positive reviews.
I've been playing this game since in development. It has pretty fun and interesting gameplay. Super fun game. Very original gameplay. Love all the mechanics and gameplay.
I don't want to talk too poorly about these devs, but still, it's
I mean, people like Fortnite. So
if you're going to try to go play in the big boys cage, just use unique assets and don't put this. This is not a ready to launch game whatsoever. Yeah.
I wonder if they've got anything else. I didn't check before. No, they haven't got anything else.
No.
So I do have one more terrible game for you to judge.
Right.
And it is this one.
This one. Oh no. Oh no.
And the thing is, it's not even top down,
It's not.
No.
I don't know. Come on, Sean Hirsch.
Yeah, Sean Hirsch, what are you doing?
Welcome to the Fart Dome.
And again, with the Fortnite references.
And of course, there is a review. Hilarious, simply fart-tastic little game. Oh.
That's a shill. That is how you spot a shill. No. Oh my gosh. There's enough fartings where fart should come from.
So anybody can make games these days, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Pretty much. So to save us from the despair, I just want to ask, Roadypie and Topgunbunny, what were your game? What was your
My
best to the
favorite
list?
game?
Yeah,
Oh no, we're gonna do
favorite
this.
Oh,
Shit.
game.
there was so many
There's
this
so many.
week.
You're looking a lot. Draugen.
Yeah, Dragon.
I don't know. There's something about it that just makes me want to just like play it, see if I like it or
It
not.
does have that look of like a good book.
Yeah, yeah.
I know, but I've played other games like that were not good.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to judge it by just like the polishedness of it, but it might have a good story.
Yeah, I think also because it's from the people who did Dreamfall chapters and The Longest Journey. You kind of feel that you're going to be in safe hands about if it's going to be a good story or not. However, I am a bit skeptical because of the how people said it kind of ended abruptly. So I'm a bit
yeah.
I'm a bit two minds about it.
They all kind of do. Either he finds her or he doesn't.
Mm.
Right? Like that's the two options, right?
Yeah.
It's like he finds her, his sister, or he doesn't find his sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And there's people saying that there's also like this big buildup on a mystery that never got resolved. So,
okay, so he doesn't find his sister.
I mean, maybe they do find their sister, but there's some other weird stuff going on in the town that they never figure out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's yeah, that seems to be a thing with it. But yeah, Draugen looks like
maybe what he truly finds are the friends along the way. I feel like that game is either going to be made or broken by how good a character that person is following you around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because if they're a shitty character, it's just going to be a chore to play the game.
Yep.
Right.
Oh yeah, how good of a personality the ward is. Yeah.
The ward.
Yeah. What's her? Did they say her name? I don't know.
I think it might have. Like a second.
Oh, his ward. Oh, Lizzie. Lizzie. Yeah, Lizzie.
Not that it really matters, but.
Yeah. So if she's an annoying character or a helpful character, but it also says she's supposed to be enigmatic, so she's also supposed to be a bit of a mystery that you're figuring out.
Right. Okay.
So, interesting. What about you, Rody? What's your game of the list?
So Draugen is a big pull for me, but as I said, I'm 50-50 about it. I will put it on my wish list, but again, I'm a bit skeptical about the ending. I'm going to wait for Topgunbunny to play it. Tell me if he found it satisfactory, and then I will play it
Topgunbunny to get a paycheck.
Yes. That's fine. That's fine, Topgunbunny. I still have games on my Steam list to plow through first. so there's that. But Smile for me was like an interesting one. I think I would. I would want to have a go and play, definitely.
That is a good choice. Yeah, Smile for me. Smile for me was definitely one that stood out a lot. After all this long list, I'm having a hard time figuring out what I want.
I remember Project Winter did look good too.
Mm-hmm.
One of the red flags though was seeing that they have cosmetic items available for real money. It's just a red flag for me.
Yeah, as for me, I think I'm kind of stuck between Gato Roboto, which I do like, but I think I'm slightly more eager to try out Overlanders.
Overlanders.
Oh yeah, Overlanders,
yeah, that's the pod racing.
Oh, yeah, pod racing.
Yeah.
Pod racing, yes. Yeah, I definitely want to check this one out. Even if it is only 14 levels, I'll probably wait for a sale, but I want to check it out. This game looks possibly very, very fun. And if anything, the zones that you're racing are so pretty.
Yeah, it does look fun. I think with a high amount of customization for your vehicle, it could be something that I would really get into.
Yeah, for sure.
And I suck enough at racing games that I think it'll probably take me well more than 2 hours to finish. So I'm bad at these games, but I still play them because I'm a glutton for punishment. But I do gradually get better and eventually beat a game. But yeah. Just generally bad erasers. Anyhow, with that, Topgunbunny, let the internet know who you are and where they can find you. Don't drop your house address.
Just a guy.
Just a guy.
Yeah, I stream on Twitch sometimes. Playing mostly Space Engineers right now. And Space Engineers might not be fun to watch, but
yeah.
But I don't know. All I'm gonna do is just fix all the things that my friend broke while I was offline. Right?
No, what you do is you get Space Engineers, you stream it, and then like because you know there's a tons of engineers watching you in chat, like you just ask them about your physics homework.
Oh yeah, there you go. For all my physics homework that I definitely have.
Yeah. Or I don't know, some sort of like, hey, I got this problem with my car. Like it's making this chunk sound. And they're like, oh yeah, that's what it's happening. That's how it's
making this clang noise.
Clang noise? Yeah. Do you know what's causing it? Because you know you got all those technical minds in the chat. Clearly big brain people.
As I get more into Space Engineers, they the forums mention Clang, the god of space engineers. Clang is basically the sound that happens when something goes terribly, terribly wrong in the game. Like you attach a rotor to something, and then you like change it so that like the problem that I've had is you basically have a rotor on either side and you touch them together. And then you tell them both to do something opposite of each other, and then they just go.
Clang.
Yeah, it's the Clang. Clang's the god of space engineers.
All right.
Judges your designs.
Okay. And Rosie, what about you?
Hopefully, I will be back to streaming again soon. When I'm not feeling so tired. But yeah, and I will finish Perals Man, and then hopefully move on to something that I do actually enjoy playing.
That's right, you're still stuck on Perals of Man.
We finished one area and we were back to because you go back in time and then you go forwards in time, and it was like, Akio says we've either got 20 minutes left of this game or we've got 2 hours left of this game. So it's like, I'm so close to the end. But yeah, I hope to have that finished soon, and then I can just, forget about it and hopefully move on to maybe a fairly okay game. Who knows? But yeah, I want to thank everyone who's stuck around in the podcast. I know this week's been a longer one, but yeah, thanks guys. We really appreciate the support. And thanks for sticking around for 29 episodes.
Yeah, 29. Next episode is episode 30, and we do have another guest host already scheduled for then. So I'm looking forward to it. Thank you very much, everyone who came by, and let's go find. But first, bye, YouTube. Bye.
Yes.
Thank you.
Don't forget to awesome. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. We do read your comments.
Yep.
We do.
Yep, we do. We had an awesome comment.
And we even talked about it this week. So
yeah. And if you got a great beard, just send us a pic.
Yes.
Anyhow. Bye.
Bye guys.
Bye.
Ah.